What's up, YouTube? So this is the second time I'm recording today. I actually just finished editing and uploading the LED headlight video. Once I got back from that ride where the bike just died on me, I gave it a little bit, went back outside, let it run for a few minutes, and there don't seem to be any problems. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Talking to the guys on the Royal Enfield forums, it seems like maybe we can narrow it down to just a faulty unit, something inside the headlight itself. So I'm going to request to exchange it. It is something I've learned lately on Amazon to make sure something is returnable before I buy it, because I want to make sure I can return it or exchange it without any hassle. This is one of those things. So I'm going to try to go for a ride again, and hopefully we make it farther than 4 miles down the road. So yeah, let's get on the road and see what happens. All right, we have successfully navigated 3 or 4 streets, a couple full stops. I'm gonna do my best not to accidentally hit that high beam. I just went on Amazon right now before I left and requested an exchange. They're gonna send me the other one before I have to send this one back. It's supposed to be here on Thursday, so I'll try a different one. It'll also give me a chance to straighten this thing out, because this one's a little bit crooked. Not much, but enough to where it bothers me. I also think I'm going to flip it around and put the high beam on the bottom instead of on the top. Hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the bottom. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. All the views have been great over the last couple of months, and I really thank you all for coming by. Give me a like and a comment as well. My channel is small enough where I notice the slightest movement. I lost 2 subscribers today, which I can only assume they died, because there's just no way someone would dare unsubscribe. I'm just playing. I'm not vain like that. Let's see if we can hit up some decent roads today, though. Well, this is where my motorcycle died earlier today from the last video, right here at this light. So far, so good. Of course, I haven't hit the high beam either. Hell yeah. I'm behind this Harley, bro, but that's it. I guess we're both going down this road. Oh boy. Oh man, this feels so good. After not riding for several days, man. My last ride wasn't even a quality one. I don't have a whole lot of major upgrades planned for the summer. My wife is a teacher and she's off, and while she does get paid year-round, not just during the school year, she opted for that. Her paychecks are a lot smaller, so you know, I still save the same amount of money every week, every paycheck, every month that I do when we're both paid at the same rate. So when she's not getting paid as much, I kind of back off on the money that I spend. Of course she does too. We're relatively responsible with our money. You know, somebody commented on my last video about the lawnmower, about if I had so much money I didn't know what to do with it, I'd buy a lawnmower too. Man, I hope that's not the impression that I gave off, because that's definitely not the case. Like most people, you know, my wife and I have had our fair share
a financial hardship. That's for damn sure. We've had our ups, we've had our very ups, we've had our downs, we've had our very, very downs. Man, 2008, after the whole economic crash, I lost my job a few months after that as businesses were starting to feel the impact of that. And similar to last year from COVID, just you know, different circumstances. And I did get a job almost right away, but I was making less than half the money, and you know, we were living what I feel like is well outside of our means at the time. You know, it was completely irresponsible of us on our end. So, but it got us into some trouble, man. Some real financial trouble. And there were some weeks during that period of time, it's about a year and a half, we suffered, where we had to decide which bills we weren't going to pay so we could buy food for our kids. You know what I mean? I mean, it was tough. It was so tough. Early on, she was doing an in-home daycare, and that actually netted some pretty damn good money, some really good money. My job, I started doing very, very well financially at my job, so she decided, you know, she was going to pursue teaching. This was several years ago. Going to do that, she had to be a teacher's assistant, which was little to no money. This is a good road, by the way. Very little money to do that. And as soon as she stopped doing her in-home daycare and started doing that, that's when I lost my job. So neither one of us were making very good money, and it was tough, man. I can't, you know, she thought, well, maybe I'll quit and I'll go back to in-home daycare, and we decided, nope, you know, this is something that you're going to pursue that's going to be beneficial in the long run. So yeah, we can deal with this, you know, short-term pain for that. And then yeah, we recovered from that, and we recovered so well, we thought, okay, well, you know, that happened, thank God we're over it. And we put ourselves in that situation again. We did it again just a few years later, and man, this time though, it's been several years, and I'm pretty sure we've learned our lesson. But we don't carry any credit card debt. We use them and pay them every month, just like a regular bill. Just we've learned how to really rein that in a little bit. I don't have a really expensive truck payment anymore. You know, got my little bike payment, but what is it, 120 bucks a month, something like that, 127 I think it is. It's very small. Yeah, and when we do have a bigger purchase, see, before we would make bad decisions, man. I'd buy something on credit, I'd buy something else on credit, and then buy something else on credit. It was just bad all around. And the way we approach it these days is, if I'm going to utilize my buying power via credit, then I'm going to pay that off over the next several months, be back down to zero, and then we can evaluate whether we want to pursue that option again, all while saving money, you know, in the bank at the same time. And I don't mean to get too personal with everybody. I don't think anybody comes into a moto vlog wanting to hear about somebody's financial history, but that's what you got. It's taking us a long, I mean, some people, they learn this shit when they're young, and they never have those struggles. Us, no, we learned the hard way. You know, we learned the real hard way, and that's just how it is. Taking a little detour here. One of my old routes on my Harley was to come down here. Florida is a very southern state once you get off of the coast. When you think about country, you think about Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. You don't really think about Florida, but it is very country, southern, redneck, off the coast a little bit. But man, it sure is nice to have this coast here. I absolutely love it, dude. I love it. It's cooler, a little bit windier, But man, it's nice just to get away from the house sometimes and just roll down to the beach. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this state so much, man. And yeah, it's weird as fuck. This state is super weird. I love it though. Look at that. The Gulf is just on the other side of these this landmass up here. This is just a I don't know, just a little strip of land that people come hang out at on the Dunedin Causeway, Honeymoon Island over here. Back when I was really into fishing, some of my videos, my early days on YouTube, I'll bring my kayak out here, put in and paddle out over that way. There's a little island over there, and it's very small. Near the beaches of that island was always just loaded with mullet, which meant that there were lots of redfish and trout and sharks, all kinds of things over there you could catch. I had a great time. Today's video is what happens when you don't have a plan. You just go and record. I don't have a plan. I didn't have talking points. And most of the time I was dead silent, and that's most of my writing anyway. I don't always have something to say. I don't always want to record what I'm doing. We're gonna pull right here for just a minute.
So welcome back everybody. Today's now Tuesday. It's 2 days later. When I got home, I did a little bit more research on this headlight thing, trying to troubleshoot it. Ended up requesting a replacement from Amazon. They said it wasn't going to be here till Thursday, but it just came in right now. It's about 7 o'clock at night on Tuesday. I also started reading some reviews on it, and while it's overwhelmingly positive with 900 something reviews on it, I did go down to the 1 and 2 star reviews and start really poking around and looking, and there were some folks that put this light on their Harley Davidsons, and some of those reviews said that the headlight was making the computer give a funky code. They didn't go into more detail other than giving it a funky code, but that was enough to tell me that at least in some of these units that there's some kind of faulty circuitry inside of it. So we're going to replace this now. It's going to be very similar to the install from before, so I'm not going to bore you with recording that, but I'll report back when I get that done. Alright, so we got the new one on. I don't think I was ever able to really show you the other day what this was doing before, but so what we were doing before, let me see if I can get this in the frame. When I would hit the high beams, I know the light doesn't translate well on camera, but when I would hit the high beams it would fizzle and the whole thing would just die. And so now with the new one, no problems. I've started it, no problem. Also before, what it would do, if I hit the high beams, it would kill the motorcycle. I'm gonna say we're good to go. I did keep the stock headlight just in case something happens, but it appears this is gonna be working just fine, at least for now. I guess we'll find out in the long term. I'll come back to it again here in a few weeks, but anyway, that's gonna wrap this one up. I appreciate you coming along as always. So until next time, we'll see you later.